Hey everybody, this is En route, and it's been a while since I've put a video. I've been busy, and I've been sick, and I've been honestly dealing with way more than I should. Here's the thing. Life is not fair. And I've come to realize that. But unfortunately, I've been granted with the gift of having that realization far more than the average Joe. You see, if I was a man, I wouldn't be dealing with half of the shit I'm dealing with. But because I'm a woman, it's problematic. I'm doing a lot of things that typically a woman wouldn't do, right? And simply because it's not typical of the behavior of whatever you think I should do, maybe people or attack it or something, right? I don't know. But that's not the point. The point of this video is talking about anger, rage, right? And how you must learn to control that anger and not snap at the situation, because people are trying to trigger you, offset you, and find some excuse to put you in a compromising situation, whether it's being said that, oh, they're unstable, they need to be managed, or maybe, oh, she needs to be put away, she needs to be put away, or they'll trigger you to do something that makes you can go to jail or something, right? And they cause you, they provoke you consistently to violence, right? And I've realized, people that have those kinds of intentions for you are never worth it. They're never worth it. They're beneath you, and the only reason they're doing it is because this is how they feel that they can gain power over you. And, this can happen in any relationship, in any situation, right? It's unfortunate that people feel that they need to have control or power over you. I was very angry. I'm like kind of in a rough situation, rock in a hard place, if you would. And because of that, I've had to make some compromises so that I can, sometimes you got to take a couple steps back to take a full forward, right? To go completely where you want to go, sometimes you just got to take a few steps back. And because I couldn't trust a lot of people in my life, and because situations, people had bad intentions for me, essentially, and because of that, I had to make decisions that may or may not make me look, however, I wasn't trying to look a certain way. I was just trying to make decisions based off of what would potentially give me the best success of survival, the highest survival rate. That is why I made the decisions I've made. What is the highest survival rate? Because clearly people don't make such drastic decisions if their life isn't at stake. So I just want to put that out there. I've been dealing with a lot. I've been being attacked a lot. Sleep deprivation, all this crap. It's rough, people trying to get me sick and keep me stressed, keep my adrenaline going, keep me in a fight or flight situation. And You must ask for peace. I need to put those back in. Sorry if it's kind of like a more serious video, like, but what it took me just to get to this point, you know, I'm not like fully up and running. I'm running off of a generator. I have to do wiring. I have to figure out plumbing. I'm using a composting situation toilet, and I don't know that I will install a septic, so I might upgrade into a better composting situation. My whole shower situation got fucked up, and the bucket that I had clean water in, well, it was now, there was the pump was in the water, and the water was full of shit and piss, right? And this is before I had cameras installed, so I couldn't even figure out like who came on the property. And then all of my firewood was stolen, and I cook with firewood, and all of my firewood was stolen. I let my brother come here, and he completely sabotaged me, and I don't even want to get into it. And he just cost me so much money, and he set me back a lot, and it was just really frustrating because the amount of energy it takes to do what I have to do to move forward is it's a lot. It's a lot. But you know, I'm almost there. I'm pretty close, right? We're almost at the finish line, right? You just got to keep chugging along. Yeah, so I've been having struggles with, you know, trying to keep things clean. You know, I finally have come up with certain solutions. I'm still trying to come up with other solutions because I'm trying to do things in an affordable way, because I just need to get up and running, right? And I need this place to be more functional, but it's difficult for it to be functional because I have all my crap and stuff, and I was just like, you know what, screw it. I got some hanging thing. I put some clothes up. I was like, I'm gonna try to look decent sometimes, you know. I'm gonna try to get myself together. It's just, I see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's just frustrating when you have so many people trying to stop you, and also not a lot of support, right? So that's kind of been like the struggle, you know. And you know, just, I'm sorry if I'm rambling, you know, but just coming to the realization, you know, coming back to it about how fucking unfair shit is. And the thing is that I know if I was a man, no one would give a shit about what I was doing. And that's the problem. And so, you know, it's a little upsetting because it just seems like I have to protect everything that I have like 10 times harder than everybody. Like, no one around here has cameras, right? But I have to have cameras and I have to work my ass off to create a boundary. Boundaries are not cheap, you know? And so I'm having to, barricade myself in and do different things because, unfortunately I let the wrong people know where I live. And so, I'm just in this like rough situation where I'm like, I've worked so hard to build up what I have already. And people are trying to come in and destroy it, right? So I'm just like, what do I do, right? It's like, it's a bit of conundrum, and it's like, I could sell it, I could sell it, I could start somewhere else, but it just sucks that it just feels like everywhere I go, it doesn't matter, I'm dealing with this kind of shit. So I just feel like I might as well stand my ground since I have ownership. But, it's just like, fuck, because it's like, cause here's the thing. It's like every place I've been moving, like I've just been moving, right? And it seems as though like wherever I go, some like people like eventually figure out where I live and they start destroying shit on my property or stealing shit or just doing crazy shit around my property, and then like, burying things in my property, like burying shit, and just doing really sketchy fucking shit, and then like, waking up my chickens like at 3 a.m. all the time, and just, crazy making behavior, and it's just like, I don't want to have to hurt somebody either. And it comes down to life or death, and these people playing games with me, I got God. You think, like, what, some voodoo, hoodoo, and witchcraft is gonna scare me? Like, dude, you people are out here, like, you're risking your life to destroy someone. And it's incredible what people do. It's incredible what people do. See, I'm kind of still sick. I probably need to take some medicine. But, yeah. Oh, did I? I've just been, like, working. No breaks, no vacation, no real moment of having to like actually relax, So that's what I'm trying to give myself, and it seems as though no one wants me to have stability, and it could even stem from my own family. My own family doesn't have stability. My own family is the reason why I'm out on the street. People want to, like, if people judge me or whatever, it's like, before I was conscious and properly aware, I made bad decisions. But it wasn't because I was a bad person. It was because I had no guidance and I had nobody actually in my corner. I had nobody actually parenting me. I got pregnant at 14 years old. And it wasn't because I was just sleeping around and shit like that. My mom, was completely okay with me having an 18-year-old boyfriend at 14 years old and going off with him, right? And so, there's a story here. Like, I might as well just talk about the story of how I got pregnant, right? So, I'm 14 years old, and for context, my mother was very negligent. When I turned 14 years old, she said I could get a tattoo. Okay, just so that you could like understand. She said I could get a tattoo. I thought that was too much for my age. I said no. But I opted for a nose ring from some weird lady in some house, and the scar is still there, like scarred pretty bad. My mom took me to some random lady and did a piercing in her front porch, a nose ring. And I could have got a tattoo. Thank God I was a little aware. I was like, I think I'm too young for a tattoo at 14 years old, right? So that's this context. She's just one of those moms, right? And I started dating my best friend's brother. He happens to be 18 years old, and everybody's okay with it, and my mom's okay with it. Like, some people, like my brother and other guys, were like, this is wrong, like, she's 14, he's 18, but, you know, blah, blah. And I was just, like, enamored by this older guy, right? And so, you know, one thing led to another, and we became intimate, because, you know, that's what teenagers do, right? But it wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't like we had that many opportunities, essentially, to be, like, you know, full on or whatever. But then my mother we were moving or something. I'm not really sure. We were moving. So, we were moving, I guess. I'm not really exactly sure what was going on. I don't know. Oh, okay, because my mom was, like, having an affair with some other guy. And so, the house we were living in, she owned with her dude, her main dude that we were with for, like, almost 10 years or something like that. 8 to 10 years we were with him. Like, all my formative middle school, high schoolish years, right? So she gets into an affair with some guy, and she destroys the whole relationship. And this guy, he's a preacher who, like, sells coke on the side. So it's just wild. And so I guess her main dude, which I'm not going to put names out. Her main dude, we're just going to say the main, and the affair. So her main dude was, you know, clearly, like, you know, they cut off. I don't know. Again, I'm only 14. I don't really know exactly what happened. So they kind of break up, and he goes somewhere. I don't even know where he went, but, like, I guess the house was gonna get sold or something. I'm not really sure, right? But the electricity was off, and then my mom had to go to a hotel, right? And she was gonna go with this guy, and just to make things even more crazy, this dude has 3 kids, like 3 boys, right? So it's 3 boys. This guy's 3 kids, my mom, my brother, and me, right? And we're going to, I guess, go to a hotel. So one day, I'm like, okay, Mom, I'm gonna go out with my boyfriend, right? And so we're gonna go out. We're gonna go play video games at his friend's house, or something like that, right? Just do something, right? And my mom's like, okay, great, be home at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, awesome. So again, no one had told me that anybody was gonna leave. No one told me anybody was moving. No one told me anything, right? The only thing that was told to me is, okay, be home at 8. So me and him, we have a day, whatever, and then we get back at 8. And no one's there. The whole place is dark. And I'm like knocking on the door and what's going on? Where is everybody? And like, you know, I'm like, that's weird. You know, I haven't really thought much of it, anything yet, you know? And so I call my mom on my little Nokia brick that you can play the snake game on. And I'm like, hello, Mom. And I called a couple times. And I'm like, Mom, what's going on? Whatever, you know? Oh, we moved. And I'm like, what do you mean you moved? What do you mean you moved? And like, I don't really know what happened, but she was in a hotel and she just left me in another city and she was in another city. And I was just like, it was just so odd. Like, she just left me in this city without any parents, right? And she left me with my 18-year-old boyfriend, right? So I don't really know what happened, but I ended up going with my 18-year boyfriend to go sleep in the park. So we went and slept at the park that night. And because I guess something was wrong with his mom. Like, his mom didn't like me, or I don't know, maybe they were having a falling out. I'm not really sure the entire circumstance. Maybe both. I don't know. His mom and him had a weird relationship, which is a whole other story. But we're sleeping in the park, whatever. You know, we're kids. We don't really give that much of a shit. We're just like, okay, you know. And so, but I'm like even more of a kid. So I'm just like, wow, you know, out in the dark at late night and stuff. And it was a couple days that went by. Like, one of the days we went back to my boyfriend's mom's house and she cooked for us. We ate some food or whatever, but then she got angry at him for some reason and she kicked us both out again. So him and I were just like going around in the woods and whatever, and we slept in a pool area on the pool benches. And I don't know, I think one time we slept at one of his friend's house. I don't know. But anyways, eventually I'm like trying to get a hold of my mom, like, hey Mom, what the fuck is going on? Like, I didn't actually curse, but I'm in, you know, what's going on, you know? And she's like, oh, we'll send somebody for you. Okay. So I'm going around and I'm like, you know, just waiting for someone to come pick me up, right? And I guess they're gonna pick up me and my boyfriend, since my boyfriend got kicked out of his house. So we were both just out on the street for some reason, right? Oh, that's right. And then like one of the nights I got desperate because I was kind of hungry. And I guess we decided to break into my house because our stuff was still in there. There was like still stuff in there. So we broke into my house and we found some Jell-O. We made Jell-O, whatever. We spent the night there. All my shit was still there. So I don't know what the fuck was going on. Honestly, it was come to think of it, they probably all did it on purpose. Knowing what I know at this point, it's insane. The realizations you come to when you get older. And again, like, also, I was suppressed of a lot of knowledge, okay? Like, I was suppressed, like, of a lot of knowledge. Like, they kept me so stupid. You have no idea how many things I had to figure out on my own. Like, they left me absolutely clueless, okay? I was the real clueless, okay? It was really, man. So I didn't have a leg up at all, okay? So just think about it. You know, you're kind of dumb, you know, and you're purposely suppressed. Like, thank God that I think the way that I do, and I, you know, I enjoy learning and things like that. But man, if I didn't, I'd probably not be here right now. I'd probably be dead. So yeah, if some dude, some random guy picked us up that never seen in my life, and brought me to my mother in this hotel with all of his 3 boys and my brother. And it was just it was a weird situation. We were all in this hotel, 2 beds, all of us in a hotel, right? All these people. So by this time I'm pregnant, right? So, but we're in a hotel. I don't know that I'm pregnant yet. You know, we're semi-homeless. And then we're there at the hotel for like a day or 2, and then we all go back to the house, but we have to live in the house without electricity. And we're living there for a couple months without electricity. We have to take cold showers. I think I still have to go to school and stuff too, right? Like, I'm not sure if it was during the summer. Yeah, summer after 8th grade. So I didn't have to go to school quite yet. So yeah, it was cold showers. We would steal food from the grocery store, and mind you, I didn't know I was pregnant yet. So like a month or so goes by, and then my period is very light. And then another month goes by, my period is non-existent. And another month goes by, and I'm getting kind of fat. Not fat, but you know, I'm showing. And it's clear that now I'm pregnant. And yeah, the rest is history. Not really, but I'm not going to draw this story out even longer. And so yeah, I had a baby at 15. And so my 9th grade year, I was pregnant, and I hid it all through 9th grade. I didn't have any friends pretty much, and I just like wore big baggy sweatshirts and stuff. And I did all honors classes though, practically, so it wasn't that bad. Like, I made sure that I did really good studying. Like, I worked really hard in school still, despite the fact that I was pregnant. I was like, well, it doesn't matter, I'm pregnant, I could still do school. So that's what I did. I spent the 9th grade pregnant and working on school. And so, you know, I eventually graduated high school, some classes with honors, so it wasn't horrible. You know, I did decent. I went to college for like 1 semester, and then I had to like drop out because I had to work, you know, I had to do the real thing. I was a mom, you know. So I went to 1 semester, and then I was like, nah, I mean, life just kept getting in the way, you know, so I had to work my fucking ass off. And, you know, it just didn't help that everybody around me was actually trying to sabotage me. It was kind of interesting. So I could tell you so many fucking stories, man. But, you know, that's kind of how it happened, right? So, you know, it is what it is. But what can I say? You know, I wouldn't be who I am today if any of it didn't happen, so it's fine. But it is a little frustrating dealing with all this crap that I have to deal with. But what I realized is that through most of it, I maintain my integrity. So I can sleep at night. I don't care, you know. I didn't have bad intentions for anybody, and I did my best. And, you know, what else can we do? You know. So, you know, this is a different kind of message. You know, maybe a message that to let people understand me a little bit better and why I am kind of a little bit of an odd person. So, you know, I'm gonna let you go. And I hope y'all have a good night.